Hey there, you're listening to the GROUPEX podcast with Tony Zonato. Today I'm talking with Marie Anagnostis, owner, trainer of 12 Round Fitness in Belconnen. We chat about how Marie got into fitness, her journey that got her to where she is today, what she did during lockdown and what she's been doing since those restrictions have lifted, and all things GROUPEX. How did your journey into fitness begin?
It began one day in 1980. No, it actually started when, before I could actually even exercise, even train. I was 7 or something, and my mum used to do group fitness.
Yeah.
And in her pink Reebok leotard over tights.
Is this in Canberra?
This is in Canberra.
Yeah.
Yep. And if there's any old school listening from Canberra, it was at Lennon's in GROUPEX. And I would just sit there and she'd bring me along. She'd do her classes, she'd do her pump step double.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and wait for her. And then I just think it was inevitable from there that I would get into fitness, because as soon as I was old enough, I joined her in the classes.
You'd step into a leotard.
Yeah, kind of went from there.
So what was the first ever group fitness class you taught?
It was, the first one I taught was body attack. I shat myself for a minimum of a week beforehand.
When did you train? What year did you train in? And what release did you train on?
I think it was like 2005 or 6 or something like that. So long time ago. Long time ago. Yeah. Attack was my first one. Then I went on to pump.
Yep. Who was your trainer for attack? Who did you have?
Chris Hutton. And I actually quoted one of his lines just the other day, actually. We were talking about teaching, and I said, Chris said to us in the module, he said, imagine that your mum's in the back row.
Yep. In
terms of coaching with a bit of care and showing options and having empathy for your class.
Yep.
And that just always has stuck with me to this day.
Brilliant. I love things like that.
His words.
When someone's got some bit of wisdom that they can pass on to you that sticks with you, I think that's gold.
Absolutely. And in a way that I remembered, I've done 6 modules and they were all fantastic in their own way.
Yep.
But I actually think that's the one line out of all of them that's just stuck with me.
Yeah, it resonated. Awesome.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
Chris, if you're listening, hello, mate. Maybe we can interview Chris.
Look,
he's still going strong.
Hey,
he's still teaching and still going strong too.
Oh, we just did. We've just come off the back of a workshop, and he taught balance.
Okay, yeah.
Still going.
Love
quality.
It. Top bloke.
He's just getting better, like a fine wine.
Mate, true. So run me through your fitness journey. You've said that you started with Body Attack, or you started way back with your mum doing classes. What happened after Body Attack? How old were you then, by the way?
What happened after? Sorry?
How old were you then with Body Attack when you did your Body Attack training?
Well, I must have only been 5, obviously.
No, I do like that. That's a good dodge.
Thank you. No, look, I was, I think, maybe mid-20s, early 20s.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So from there, I got my Cert 3 and 4.
Yep.
And started working as a PT. And the constant has been group fitness. I've always taught group fitness regardless of moving away from PT. So I've had, office jobs and whatnot, but I've always taught group fitness.
Yep.
Even to this day. And I've worked for heaps of different places. I've worked for Step Into Life. That was really early on in my career. Yep. Are they still around?
I don't know. I remember there used to be one in Camaro when I was living in Camaro years ago. Back in 2004, 2005, there's one in the park.
Yeah.
Out there. Yeah. Wow.
I actually, you know what? Back in the day, so I used to work for the one in Drummoyne,
Okay.
Beautiful location. Like you could see the Harbour Bridge. It was glorious. And not being Canberra, like you could work through winter and not die.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, off the back of that, I actually considered buying a franchise, buying into it.
Oh, really?
And yeah. And I went all through the process, right? Like, I got paperwork. I did like a trial with them. I taught part of a class or whatever you do. And I got so close, and like I got so close to buying in. And the thing that stopped me, I was like, right, am I going to do this or not? The thing that stopped me is I fucking hate the outdoors. And this is an outdoor gym. And I was like, my life would be hell if I had to spend the day outdoors. I hate outdoors. I can't stand it.
It's the whole thing about step into life was outdoor training. But yeah, that's brilliant. Well done.
I mean, minor detail, but I can't stand being outside.
Yeah.
Anyway, so perhaps dodged a bullet. I don't know. But anyway, it was a good concept. I quite enjoyed the concept. So I worked for them. I've managed F45. I've been a PT at Fitness First. And now I've worked for Les Mills with you. At their head office. Good times. Great times.
Good days. They were fun.
Oh,
they were fun.
Mate.
Yeah.
They were fun days. And and now I own a 12-round fitness in Canberra.
Yes. And that's what I'm really interested to find out more about. And I think there's going to be a lot of listeners out there that will as well. Why? Let me start with why 12 round let's start with that one. Why 12 round?
Why 12 round? Because if you're going to own a fitness business or do something in fitness, you need to be relatively unique. And competition is a bitch. I'm sure it's the same around Australia, but in Canberra, mate, it's wild here. It's just got more gyms and facilities and options, I reckon, per capita for sure.
Do you know how many there are in Canberra at the moment of like rough figures?
12 round or
no, not 12 round, just as in gym type facilities in Canberra.
Well,
I'm talking the big box ones as well that are down there. How many do you think?
Well, look, I don't even think I could guess, but let me tell you this for a fact. One chain has 50 outlets in Canberra, and that's one.
You said 50, right?
That's
50.
50 in Canberra. Think of our population. And then you've got all your
You can drive from one end of Canberra to the other in less than an hour. How the heck? How do you fit
absolutely
50 plus? And that's just the one chain.
One. Yeah. So, I mean, it's always been something I've wanted to do, open something of my own. I mean, go back to when I wanted to open or start a step into life. And that was super early in my career. I'm about, 15, 17 years into my career now. And I wanted to open something, and knowing the super competitive marketplace, I knew I needed to, or whatever I opened needed to stand out. And 12 round was the answer. It is a franchise, and it's the first one in Canberra. And the real point of difference is that it offers boxing, but not boxing to get into the ring or get punched in the face or knowing the competitive nature of fitness in Canberra in general, I knew I needed to stand out with something unique. And 12 round was absolutely the answer because, first of all, it's the first 12 round in Canberra. And the unique selling point or the major point of difference is that it has an element of boxing in it. And now it's not boxing to get into the ring or anything like that, or you don't hold pads for other members. It's more the boxing for fitness, which there's really nothing. You might find a boxer size class, maybe one somewhere. But there's nothing like it in Canberra. So that's why I went with 12 rounds.
12 round originally, if correct me if I'm wrong here, it originated in Queensland. Is that correct?
Sure did. It's a local franchise. And started with the backing of Danny Green. So he's a world champion, 4-time world champion boxer. So started in.
Sorry to interrupt. How many 12 rounds are there across Australia at the moment? Do you know?
There'd be, I think the number at the moment is around 70.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think it's great that you were the
So
first one in Canberra. I think that's brilliant that you took that step to step into life, but step into 12 round and actually open the first one, because it can be daunting. I'm sure it would be daunting to not know if it's going to really work for you, and being the first one is a big step to take.
100%. And like it was kind of a actually I think it's probably more risky to open something that was already here or something similar. I think that's more of a risk than this. But yeah, you're right. It's been a lot of hard work, and it still is to this day, of getting the name out there. You know, we don't have a huge marketing budget. We can't be on radio, or we can be, but it's just the budget doesn't allow. It's just working really hard to say, hey, this is 12 round, this is what it is. And I think it's just going to be a constant battle until more of them open here. So
when did you open? When did you guys start in Canberra?
We opened in February 2020. Do the calculation, right before COVID.
Okay. Okay. I couldn't remember when I knew. Yeah. Wow. So you opened just weeks seriously before COVID and before gyms went into form of lockdown, shutdown, and
absolutely, it was exactly 7 weeks.
Oh wow! So what did you do? Wow! So from 7 weeks in operation,
what did I do?
Look, if you're like me, you'd have no hair. My goodness gracious me!
I feel like stress has given me more hair.
No, that's just all the supplements. It's all good. It's all good. So 7 weeks of running, and then the government turns around and says, "Oh, that's it. Yeah, due to COVID, we're closing. You know, all things have got to shut down." What did you do? I hate the word pivot, but how did you change what you were doing in your business to? My God, 7 weeks. What did you do?
Yeah, it was pretty rubbish. Not gonna lie. What did we do to pivot? Look, we did what most other gyms did. We, offered online.
Yep.
But, I mean, it's obviously not the same. It's not the same as being there. Like, what you offer is the face-to-face, is the, that community. And it was
7 weeks.
Trying to
7 weeks. You're still building your business. Like that's
absolutely. We would.
Oh man.
We were a fetus.
That's massive early stages of any business, and to be faced upon that within 7 weeks of going into business. But you're still there now. You made it through COVID. So you did all your online videos, and you were doing your online classes and that kind of stuff. Was that free to everyone, or was that just to your members? Like how did you set that up?
So we set that up in a way that we offered it free to everyone.
Yep.
But what we did do is that and it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do, to be honest. I wrote to all our members, and I basically asked for money. I said, if you're in a position to a fortunate enough position to still be working and you can afford it, can you please support us? And it was just, I laid it all out on the table saying, we're not going to be here if people don't
ballsy.
Pay membership.
That's ballsy, man. That's ballsy.
It was 100% crying, writing the email. Do you know what I mean? Even thinking about it now, like it's absolutely not in my character to ask for anything, but I had to make a choice. And say, if I want to be here after this, I need money.
Did you? And
I've still got bills to pay.
Yeah, you don't need to answer this if you don't want to. But what was your take up like? Did you get a lot of people that turned around and said yes compared to those that said no, or what was it?
Yep. No, you can ask. No, we had about 40 people take it up.
Yep.
So after 7 weeks of being open, and people don't really know. We hadn't had that long to develop a relationship.
Yeah.
But so we had about 40 people take it up. We also offered a supporter membership, so where we halved the cost of membership. So if people could contribute something, so that obviously brought in a little bit of income. We got some government assistance.
Yep.
And
but that would have been hard too,
the
because
day we
you hadn't
reopened,
been in operation for such a long period of time. So the government assistance wouldn't have been a huge amount at all.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we did miss out on a bit of support because of the fact we weren't open a full financial year yet, but we were eligible for some.
Yeah.
And when we reopened, we opened with positive 17 cents in our account. 17 cents.
Wow. Look, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. I think to turn around and be
Big
positive
time.
17 cents goes to show that the impact you made in 7 weeks is gold. Yeah.
We were blown away.
Yeah. That's to the testament
away.
to the people in Canberra that you've had as members and got as members, that were in a financial position to be able to help you guys out and keep you afloat. I could be honest and say I reckon they're members you're going to have for life. I dare say that they're never going to leave.
Yeah. Look, I'm honestly, to this day, I'm just forever grateful to them. And even those that couldn't contribute, because obviously a lot of people lost jobs, right, over that time. And, their employment was affected. But the support we got, not just financial, but just like...
Good that you made it through COVID, and obviously we've gone back out of COVID and we've been able to open up. Where are you sitting at the moment with membership base? Is it something you want to share? How many members have you got at the moment?
Should I answer that?
It's up to you. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, well, it's sensitive
information. I don't know.
It's the way I look at it, and the reason I ask it is I'd like to be able to share with listeners or people that are out there that are interested in this is, I suppose for me, it's getting through COVID. No one would have known that this was coming. No one would have known how to deal with this. And I think everybody that I plan on chatting to is going to have a different experience of what COVID was for them and coming out the other side of it. I've, working for Body Bike and selling bikes as I do, I get to chat to a lot of clubs, and a lot of the clubs that I've chatted to, there's some clubs in Queensland that have doubled their membership base of what they had prior to COVID. But there's others that I talk to also in Queensland that are only getting 2 or 3 people back to group fitness classes. So, it's one of those things. What are you doing? What did you do? How did you go? You come out of COVID the other side. You're obviously in a better position than before going into it because you're surviving. You're kicking some big goals. Yes, you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. If you want to, you can. But it's just a question I thought I would throw out there and go, where are you sitting? Are you happy with where you're at? Membership base.
Yeah. So look, straight after, and because we haven't been open, long enough to really understand the ebbs and flows of our business, I can't compare. I certainly can't compare this year to last year because of COVID.
Yeah.
But what I can tell you, we killed it straight out of COVID, right? We reopened on the 3rd of June. So winter, freezing in Canberra, typically quiet time. Just killed it, right?
Brilliant.
And then from there, we kind of declined over the New Year period, strangely enough, which is typically where you get a bit of an upswing of members.
Yep. So in case anyone's listening, we're not talking the 3rd of June 2021 that she reopened. It's the 3rd of June 2020. So a year ago. You've been going solidly for a year now without any further closures.
Yes. Yeah. So I think the memberships just really spiked because people were just desperate to get out, join a gym,
wanted to
do something.
Yeah.
And also, I guess because we were new a year ago as well, right? So we may have got, that crowd. So now I think we've kind of hit a point where the people that know about us now know about us, as in, and what I mean by that is the marketing we're doing. I think we've reached the people we're going to reach doing what we're doing.
Yes.
to get to the next layer, we need to do something else of people.
Okay. Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. What is that? Have you got a plan on what that is? I'm
trying a number of things to try and kind of break the next layer. So the people that know about us, they know, they'll see us in social media all the time. We do constant advertising, social media advertising. So we're always there. And look, we're just trying to do a whole range of different things. And honestly, in an effort to try and capture non-gym people. That's my strategy.
Okay. Yep.
Getting
so it's a different
people,
percentage of the population that you're looking for.
Correct.
Yep.
Because from a business sense, it makes sense because it's an untapped larger market, right?
Yeah.
From a personal sense, like the reason, one of the reasons you get into fitness is to get other people to fall in love with something you've fallen in love with and that's helped you so much.
Yeah.
So it has that other element to it as well. So it's just a group I'm really passionate, really keen to try and grab, I suppose.
Yep.
But it's a real challenge. If someone's never considered going to the gym, there's a lot of preconceived ideas that they have that you're trying to break through. And I think I take for granted those things because I've been in the industry or I've been involved in gyms basically my whole life.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to understand the psyche of someone that doesn't go to a gym and to try and use that language and to try and convince them to come in, because I know people that go, no, I'm not a gym person. That's it.
Yep.
How do you talk to that person?
Yeah.
But that's the person I want. That's the one I want.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there,
no, look, if you're in Canberra and you're wanting to trial a gym, go and hit up Marie at 12 round in Belconnen.
We are very friendly. And sorry, and then I'll circle back to your question. What am I doing to try and get people in? I've done this event once and I'm doing it a second time now, called a Come As You Are Day.
I saw that on Facebook.
Yes. So it's in a couple of weeks. And basically the tagline is no gym people allowed. So you come to this event, I suppose, for want of a better term. It's like 45 minutes to an hour. And I will show you what 12 round is and I'm going to assume zero knowledge, zero fitness, nothing.
Yep.
And then the rest of the time, I'm going to show key exercises and correct technique. So I'm going to assume you don't even know what a squat is.
Yep.
And I think that's something that's really missing in fitness in general. A lot of facilities say, beginners welcome, suitable for beginners. And maybe they are. But it's intimidating as hell, I can imagine, to walk into somewhere where there's people that know what they're doing.
100%. If you've never been into a gym environment before, walking in somewhere is daunting, whether it's your first time on the gym floor yourself or even if you're walking into a group fitness studio. The first time you ever do anything, oh my God, everyone's staring at me. It's that initial thought of what? I think what you're doing is great. I think that opening the doors and saying to people, hey, if you've never seen this before, come and suss it out. And you want those people that have never seen it before, come on in. Let me show you what this is about. There's no strings attached here. It's just, come on in. It's almost like an open day to suss it out, to see really what's going on.
Yeah, an open day, which, by the way, I've already done. So I'm doing it all. But an open day where there's everyone else is going to be in the same boat. No one knows what a push-up is, how to do a push-up. So, hopefully by offering that over and over and over, they might think, you know what, I'll have a look at it. And I think of my own experience. While I can't necessarily relate, I can relate to when I personally walk into a new facility, like if I go to a different gym or go to learn something new, or, when I walked into CrossFit for the first time, I was intimidated as hell.
Yeah.
And I know fitness. Like I know I know I can do a lot of movements and I'm
Yep.
injury free.
Yep.
So I can't imagine someone that's never walked in. So I can relate in that very small way. So hopefully trying to crack that next layer of people and help them fall in love with something that I'm really passionate about and love as well. And there's nothing more satisfying, honestly, than someone that's been in the industry for as long as I have, and you get someone from absolute scratch.
Yep.
And what they transform into. It's fucking amazing. It's amazing. And honestly, it's
on that. Let me ask you a question then. And I'm assuming you would know this. Those members that first joined up with you on day one, or when you first opened your doors, how many of those members do you still have with you today?
Oh, that's a good question. So they'd be our foundation members.
Yeah. Yep.
I should check that. I don't know. There's a lot. Do you know what?
To me, that'd be an interesting thing to look at, to sort of go, okay, you guys have been with me now for a year and a half. Yeah. And find out what it actually is that's made those people stay with you. Yeah. They've been there through the thick, the thin, the crap, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that kind of stuff. What's making them stay? And maybe understanding that is going to help you understand how to attract that next person as well.
It's the $1 million question. It really is. But I can tell you anecdotally why people stay. So, I know 100% it's the community. We've got a really awesome group of coaches, and we all have the same values.
Yep.
Which attracts so it attracts members like that. And so we just become this really strong community. But then on the fitness side, it's the boxing. People love boxing.
Yep.
And also 12 round has no class start times, and that's very attractive to them as well.
Yeah. So I could rock up at any time of the day and I could jump into a class.
During our specific opening hours, absolutely. So 12 round is a circuit.
Yep. So you're not open 24 hours.
Shall I continue my spiel? My sales spiel?
So you're not open 24 hours. You're only open certain staffed hours, and it's during those staffed hours that someone can walk in at any time and jump straight into the circuit.
Correct.
It doesn't need to be a class on at a certain time of 6:35 in the morning or 6:37 or whatever it may be.
Exactly.
They're just going to rock up, and they can rock up at 6:37 and just jump straight in, even if there's another 4 or 5 people already in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. There's already, when you walk in, there's people halfway through the session. There's people finishing one. There's people just joining.
Yep.
So, yeah, it definitely keeps coaches on there. As a coach, it keeps you on your toes. The business side of things, it's the one thing that no one else can replicate. Someone else can go and replicate boxing tomorrow, right? But the community side of it can't replicate it.
Yep.
So, and look, I've always said this, the fitness business has nothing to do with fitness.
Nice. Hey, thanks for having a chat to me. I really appreciate it.
You are so well. I love I love just having a chat with you.
I know, it's good. It's easy. It's nice to chat to someone that's just, chewing the fat, so to speak.
Yeah. And I appreciate that, I can have these conversations with you because you get it.
Yep.
Because you've been in fitness, obviously, and, the business side. And so you can kind of relate.
Funny.
So I can have a
It's funny. Rach even said to me, she said, why do you want to do this? Why are you so passionate about it? And I said, well, group fitness was a massive part of me and is still a massive part of my life. 18 years ago, I stepped into, a bit over 18 years ago, I stepped into the gym. 18 years ago is when I started being a PT and started teaching classes. And it's 18 years, I'm 40 something. And, it's a big chunk of my life. And I still, while I might not be teaching classes anymore, and I might not be in a gym environment, working in that environment anymore, I think I'm still on top of what's going on with the amount of people that I'm speaking to daily and the social side that I have. And I've got this passion that I want to share share my knowledge I've got, but also get stories out there of people that are in the industry still, so that I can help share the word around what's going on. And, you might be doing something that's absolutely bloody brilliant that someone in another state may be struggling with. And if they can grab some information from what you and I have been talking about in order to help their business in some way, then that's my goal. That's what I want to try and achieve, is share those stories and share experiences in group fitness and get it pumping. I still think there's so many things in group fitness we can be doing better than what we are. And, by chatting to people, I hope that some of that stuff comes out.
And let me tell you, as someone, and look, even as a group fitness instructor, but more so as a small business, it is isolate. You do feel isolated, even though, there's heaps of, people around you doing the same thing. On a day-to-day basis, it's quite isolating. You don't know how everyone else is going. You don't really know what they're doing. You don't really know their struggles. So you think, shit, is it just me that's, maybe struggling with this? So to be able to hear other people to go, actually, yeah, we're struggling with this too. We did this, or even just to acknowledge that, we're all having the same kind of issue. So it makes you think, okay, I'm not dying in a ditch here. This is industry wide, and not to say you're not going to do anything about it, but, it makes you feel better that, this is the conditions at the moment. And even as a group fitness instructor, unless you went to like a workshop or something, or, your circle of friends or instructors, it's pretty lonely because you're up there, you teach your class, you go home. Yeah. Yeah. So, no, I think it's really great what you're doing. And I don't think there's enough of it, to be honest. Yeah. So, and I think we should all, support each other. We're all trying to do something, we're all trying to make money, but we're all trying to do something really noble and to help people. So, yeah, I think it's really great. Thank you for being part of it. Thank you for being my first guest on the show. I've enjoyed thoroughly chatting to you. I think it's easier because we've known each other for so many years as well. I think it makes it a bit easier to have the chat. But yeah, it's. Can I say one more thing? Yeah, for sure. Can I say one more thing? If it wasn't for group fitness, we wouldn't know each other. So totally, that's a great thing. Yeah, totally. That's so true. Well, that's it for this chat. I hope you got something out of it and you liked what you heard. If you'd like to get in touch, head on over to the website, groupex.com.au, or throw us a like on Facebook at GroupEx. May we meet again.